Everybody, I have another eBay SuperSize sales video for you. This is the one where you can learn what other sellers are having success with, where they got the items, how much they sold them for, and interesting commentary. So these sales come from my Facebook group, where every month we have a dedicated thread for sales of $100 or more. So make sure you're posting your sales here. Also, we have a regular Money Making Monday thread that starts every Monday, and there was a little confusion about posting on that thread. It starts on Monday of every week, but you can post on it all week long. You don't only have to post on Mondays. So we just called it Money Making Mondays because that's when the thread starts over, and it's kind of a way to get excited about the coming week and brag on your sales from the previous week. So we've got two different threads going on all the time where you can post your sales. So come on to the Facebook group if you're not already a member and participate because we can all learn from each other. Okay, let's start with Joshua Harrison. Bought at St. Vincent de Paul for $8, sold for $100 after being listed for 1.5 years. Joshua, you get a gold star for patience. This is original oil pastel painting sparrow bird yellow sunflowers, 12 by 16. So $8 turned into $100. It took 1.5 years, but where else can you invest $8 and get $100 back out of it in that amount of time? That's legal. Okay, next is Bethany Henderson. Paid $1 at the Goodwill bins, sold for $100 within 30 minutes of listing. Easy and fast sale. She said, I love reaching vintage clothing. I think she meant rescuing, probably a speak to text correction there. But yes, love rescuing vintage clothing from the landfill. The item is 1970s true vintage Gunny Sacks Prairie calico high waist maxi skirts. Raise your hand if you're old enough to remember the maxi skirts from the 70s. Those were fun. So $1 turned into $100. Okay, Kathleen Gifford. I'm so happy to be able to post here. I purchased this retired Jim Shore figurine at a friend's and family sale for Crayola employees at their company store. It was 75% off. I paid $18 and it sold in 2 days for $102 plus shipping. Congratulations, Kathleen. That is a great sale. So the item is Halloween Jim Shore Peanuts Linus Pumpkin Light Up Figurine. And what did she pay for it? $18 and it sold for $102 plus shipping. Kim Smith paid $24.99 at Goodwill, sold in a few weeks. Birkenstock Arizona leather black sandals size 45, sold for $103.60. And I'm wondering if this was a Goodwill boutique or if that was just the regular price at a regular Goodwill store. We have a new Goodwill boutique in my area. I have not been in it yet, but I'm getting better at being okay with paying up for items that I can flip for high prices. That is a habit that is very hard to break. You want to get everything for $1 and flip it for $100, but $25 and flipping it for $100 is still an excellent profit. So, Kim, if you're watching, was that at a regular store and they just had it priced high, or was that at a boutique? Leslie Wilson. Always look for plush from manufacturers like Makeship. They release limited quantities of plush. Picked this silly guy up from my local thrift for $1.99. He sold in his first auction for $107.50. So the item is rare, make ship, ung flork of cows, caveman. Wow, that is a very specific item. $2 sold for $107.50. Moving on to Lynn Meritt up there in New England. Found a box of Finland Arabia at a local thrift. Paid $10 for the lot. To break it down, I paid 40 cents for each piece. Took best offer of $108. I've been selling this lot for a while now. This sale took about a year. That is definitely a brand to look for, Finland Arabia. Sometimes they have little characters on them. This is 2 vintage Arabia Finland anemone coffee cups and saucers. 40 cents for each piece, so that's 4 pieces sold for $108. Way to go, Lynn. Bill Hunt got this at a private pick. Paid $60 for several items. Doubled my money with the first sale. This is the second piece to go. Sold for $110 in a week. Vintage Underwood Champion Portable Typewriter with hardshell case carrying box. And I bet that made it so much easier to ship since it had the case with it. So paid $60 for several items. Didn't say what he paid exactly for this, but sold it for $110. Julie Gambino purchased at a local antique mall for $2.50 per ornament. Took about a month and sold for best offer of $110. Christmas is coming. Yes, it is. 11 vintage Christmas ornaments, handmade, push pins, beads, sequins, lot. So $250 for each one in there, and there were 11. Took best offer of $110. Steve Gitler. I paid $2 at an estate sale on June 27th. Sold today for full price of $115. The item is 1914, the Photo Drama of Creation International Bible Students Association. So a Bible. $2 sold for $115. Patty Paul. My mom lives in an active adult retirement community. One of her friends was downsizing and gave her a few purses. And my mom is savvy enough to know that this would be worth money, so she passed it on to me. Free to me, sold for, looks like $119. Yay, Mom! Yes, Patty, yay for your mom. This is a Coach number 4151 vintage Thompson drawstring bucket bag. Excellent! Way to keep that item out of the landfill. Next up is me. This will be on my sales update video, but I was very excited about this, so I'm including myself in this video. I hope that's okay. This is an Arena Power Skin carbon open back tech swimsuit. So apparently a very expensive material. Some of these Arena Power Skins retail for $600. So a very specialized sporting goods item. And I found this mixed in with the mugs and plates at a church thrift store. Like somebody had picked it up and just threw it there. And there was also a little Arena drawstring bag that I didn't realize went with this, like it's a carrying bag. So I wished I had picked that up. Anyway, I paid $3 for this and wasn't sure how to price it, so I put $200 on it, and I got an offer of $120 just within a few days. So I am not going to sneeze at that. $3 to $120 in less than a week. I took it. So the item is Arena Power Skin. It's like a competitive racing knee-length swimsuit. Very interesting item. Okay, Katherine Racine bought at a local auction for $25 and sold after about a week for full asking price. I'd never heard of this book series, but apparently there's a popular TV show on Amazon Prime based off of it, so it's pretty popular. Yes, Wheel of Time. I remember seeing that on Amazon. This is a complete series, paperback set, books 1 through 15. 25 bucks, sold for $120. Andrew Silveroli won this in a local online auction for $15, sold for full asking price in a little under 2 months. Vintage 1970s Mighty Tonka yellow pressed steel dual bladed grater. $15, sold for $125. Holly Johnson got at an estate sale for 50 cents. I almost opened it up to use it myself and decided to look it up. I couldn't believe the value in vintage sheets. Sold in less than an hour. Charisma by Fieldcrest king size pillowcases, number 310 Imperial Stripe. Sold for $125. So, Holly, I have to ask, did this make you a believer? Yeah, the rule of thumb, vintage sheets, look them up. Vintage linens of any kind, they are valuable. Tammy Mitchell. This was in a storage unit I purchased. I have about $1 in this. Sold in a couple of weeks for best offer of $125 plus shipping. U.S. military field jacket, green, long, large, hooded, cold weather. And $1, sold for $125. Jody Clark paid $5 at a thrift store for this Department 56 A Christmas Story Uptown Theater. Sold in a few weeks for $127.46 plus $19.95 shipping. Yes, anything associated with that Christmas Story movie that's actually vintage, not the current sort of cheapo reproduction stuff, is valuable. So this was $5, sold for $127.46. Leslie Kidd. This was a crazy sale. I bought a folder of 5 French flower prints from the 1950s, and in the folder were a couple of old nursery catalogs. I tried auctioning one set and no takers, but they did sell for $30. Buy it now. I started this set at auction for $30 and they went crazy. In the last minute, they went from $50 to $129. Amateur reseller, we might have just thrown them away. I paid $20 for the folder at an estate sale and still haven't sold those prints. So the item is Vintage Fruitland Nurseries Catalogs, brochures, 1950 to 51, Augusta, Georgia. Now I have to ask, I wonder if somehow this is tied in with the Masters or Augusta National Golf Course. They always have such beautiful flowers during the Masters. So just the fact that it's Augusta, Georgia, I'm just wondering if there's some connection there. Maybe, maybe not. Carlos Chavez. I got this Technical Pro, yada 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 numbers, 1000 watt professional receiver on a private pick, paid $10, sold in about a month for $139.99 with free shipping. So there you can see it is an electronics thingamajig professional receiver with USB and SD card inputs. Next we have Fawn Reed Owens. Free in a scrapbooking room clean out for a friend. She said, "Take it all, I'm done." Fawn says, "Yes, ma'am." Sold for full asking price of $149. So this is Stampin' Up! Glass Mat Studio 17 by 14 silicone mat with cleaning cloth mixed media. Free, sold for $149. Janet Adams Turnage, purchased at a thrift store for $1, sold in 2 weeks at full price. Odd thing, I got a lower offer from someone in Norway that I countered and it was declined. It ended up selling to a different buyer also in Norway. So it is a vintage World War II Taj Mahal silk, possibly brocade piano scarf shawl or tablecloth with fringe. $1, sold for $164.99. Wow. Holly Markham, found at a thrift store while traveling in Colorado. Paid $10, listed for $210 after I got home and had it tested. Took an offer of $175 after having it listed for 1.5 days. This is something I have no idea. What is this? Diligent Analog Oscilloscope. So what does it do? I do not know, but it sold for $175. So good job, Holly. Joy Archuleta went to a fundraiser community sale a couple of weeks ago and purchased a paper grocery bag filled to the top with unopened packages of Mill Hill beads from the mid 1990s to about 2005. Purchased that for $25. I sorted the 600 plus packages by type and posted the 66 charm figural beads first, as they usually are the most in demand. Posted last night for $175, sold it before I woke up. The remaining beads will likely not sell for the same profit margin, but they will sell for good money, and there are a lot of them left to sell. What a flip. So $25 for way more than just the beads shown here, and these sold for $174.95. Joyce Bodenhammer, found at the bins. Couldn't believe he wasn't smashed to pieces. Paid about $5 or less. Have had him over a year. Finally sold, but going international. Wrap, wrap, box, wrap, more wrap, and box. I hope he makes it. Me too, Joyce. We always keep our fingers crossed on these kinds of fragile items. It's a vintage 1996 Fitz and Floyd Classics Christmas 17-inch reindeer. So a Christmas decoration. It's ceramic, breakable, fragile. Keep us posted, Joyce. I hope he makes it. Scott Sweeney got this Tiger's bomber jacket from a friend for my son for free. He grew out of it and I listed it over 4 months ago. Was not having any luck, so I promoted it on eBay. It sold for $189. Vintage 1980s Detroit Tigers bomber style satin jacket. Made in USA, size large. And it was free. And it sold for $189. Brett Stewart. I think Brett put this on the group as a trash pick. I remember seeing this guy in the back of his van on a picture somewhere. Anyway, Brett says, free from the side of the road. Took 6 days to sell for full asking price. Vintage reindeer blow mold, 36-inch. Sold for just under $200. Way to go, Brett. I love that. Sarah Eakes, purchased at a thrift store for $20, and it took about 6 months to sell. I couldn't believe it when I saw it on the shelf, as these are usually snapped right up. Vintage Wagner Ware Sydney O Magnalite Roaster Dutch Oven. $20, sold for $199.99. And look how beautiful and shiny it is. Terry Bishop found an unexpected auction while thrifting and stopped in. Bought this lantern for $12. Sold in about 2 weeks after an offer of $200. Vintage 1963 Macomb U.S. Military Coleman Lantern. King Sealy Thermos. Oh, that's a brand, yes, King Sealy Thermoses. So we've got her cost was $12, sold on offer for $200. Okay, we've got Julie Brown. I found this piece of fabric, cannot remember where, for $2. It looked interesting, and while researching Brunswick and Phil's, found out they're a luxury home decor company in New York. Most of the pieces sold on eBay went for a high price. I could not find the pattern that I had. I figured that it would have to take that one person looking for it, and I would price it high and wait. I received an offer of $200 plus shipping. It took 2 years, but was a good investment. It's shipping to LA, I hope to a fancy mansion. Okay, so yes, this is Brunswick and Phil's Dancing Ladies fabric. It was $2 and she sold it for $200. And Julie, gold star for being patient, because everything eventually sells. It just can take a while and you're wondering, like, is this thing ever going to sell? And then it does. Ginger Lamplight. I picked this up at a community garage sale June 28th for $3. I saw it and asked the lady how much. She said to make an offer. I was going to offer 20 but didn't want to insult her. I said, I don't know, what are you thinking? She said $2 to $3. I couldn't get my money out fast enough. Sold for full asking price with free shipping. This is Tecovas Brown Suede Medium Weekender Travel Duffel Bag. $200, and she only paid $3 for it. Maggie May. I hardly ever break $100, but yesterday I had 2 sales that did. I bought this set of 7 Morgantown glasses for $15 about 2 months ago and sold them for an offer of $30 each plus free shipping. I had them listed individually for $38 each. So this is a private listing for these Morgantown glasses. And looks like they sold for $210. Melissa Wenner paid $3 on Facebook Marketplace, sold in a few months for $215. Now see, this surprises me because I didn't think these spoons were good sellers. But this is a Franklin Mint Carousel Romance Spoon Full Collection Gold Horses with the wooden display. $30. Sold for $215. Jennifer Hotsey bought this Canon PowerShot on Friday at an estate sale for $35. Sold it in 5 hours the next day on Saturday for full asking of $219.77. So it is a Canon PowerShot SX260 HS 12.1. Wow, that's a lot of numbers in a row. Anyway, it's an optical zoom digital camera, and she's got the paperwork and the cords and all the stuff with it. So $35 turned into $219.77. We've got Jennifer Hungate. Bakelite Mahjong Set. Paid $70 in an auction and accepted $220 offer. In my store for 4 months. What a beautiful set. Vintage 1940s Mao Mahjong Set, burgundy, bakelite in original case, 144 pieces. $70, sold for $220, so tripled her money on that. Denise Raggi. I sold this very large 3-piece pressed steel construction set on consignment from a treasure trove of vintage toys from my sister-in-law's brother. I tried an auction twice starting at 200 and had lots of watchers but no bids, so changed to best offer of 250 and accepted an offer of 225. Sold it in 2 days of listing. My commission after eBay fees was $50. I take 25%. That's fine with me because I've been learning so much from selling his old things. Vintage 1940s Wyandotte 3-piece pressed steel litho steam shovel. Wow, that's just a lot of keywords. It's a toy truck crane thingamajig. So it sold for $225. Okay, Kari Kochar. And Kari, if you're out there watching, I hope your arm is doing better and healing. Maybe it's all the way healed by now. I know you had a arm injury that kind of knocked you out of the eBay game, and that's so frustrating. So I hope you're doing better. This sold for $268 in less than 24 hours. I paid $40 for the set with sugar, creamer, and teacup and saucer, which I listed all separately. The item is Vintage Royal Albert Moonlight Rose Large 6-cup, that's 6-cup, fine bone china teapot, England. Whew. I can tell I'm getting near the end of this because I'm tripping over my tongue. Okay, this sold for $268 and she paid $40 for the entire set, so less than that just for this one item. Okay, we've got Picky Old Fuss Budget, aka Paula. Hey Paula. She says, I stumbled upon a garage sale while looking for a different one. It was late morning and no other shoppers were there. This Cabela's 2-piece suit was on a table for $15 and sold within about 3 weeks for $2.99 plus shipping. So the exact title is Cabela's Gore-Tex Guidewear Outdoor Gear Extra Large Jacket and Bibs. So this was $15 and it sold for just under $300. Nice job, Paula. And let me know when you're back in South Carolina so we can have another visit. I enjoyed meeting you. Okay, Angie Marie found these at Goodwill. Paid just under $13, sold for $375 within 2 months. The buyer just received them, so fingers crossed everything is A-OK. I cannot say without a doubt they are baccarat as there are no markings. However, pre-1930 shades were not etched like they began doing thereafter. So they have a special look to them. The item is Baccarat with a question mark, because she's not sure, etched glass candle hurricane shades, 10.75 inches. $13, sold for $375. Okay, Kenneth Rojo, who is our cover photo. Well, not him, his item. A local lady at a garage sale was giving away her late husband's accessories, belts, ties, etc. This was in the mix. It sold for $400 to a gentleman in California. It is a vintage Native American Zuni Charlotte Dishta multi-stone bolo tie. Beautiful, beautiful piece of jewelry, I guess you would call it. Free, sold for $400. Okay, Thrifty OC. I don't know what your name is, so we're just going to call you that. Paid $50 at a garage sale, took offer of $495. Brother desktop publisher model, a whole bunch of numbers, tested and working. 50 turned into 495. Okay, and the big whopper sale of this video belongs to Carol Hollis. She says, found these on Marketplace for $30, listed for about 9 days. I took an offer of $1,450 plus shipping, my highest sale ever. Okay, what are these? Extra, extra tall, crotch high, Wesco Jobmaster Biker Lineman boots. Must have had to do some research to get all those keywords. unless they're just imprinted on the inside. Anyway, 30 bucks sold for $1,450. Congratulations, Carol. Okay, that wraps up another edition of eBay Supersize Sales. Keep plugging along, keep listing, keep tackling those death piles, keep posting those sales. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy selling, everybody. Bye.